Hello, YouTube. Now, I just want to ask, why doesn't anyone ever talk about this movie? It's not a bad movie. In fact, it's pretty good. Why does no one talk about it? It's a pretty good movie. It was paced well at least, and yet, after it was released, no one said anything about it. I mean, when I saw the commercials, all my friends were saying, oh yeah, this movie looks cool. And then, after it was released, it was never brought up ever again. Why? It's a good movie. Now, I get it's not for everyone, but it's at least for someone. It's at least for some people. This is Earth to Echo. Okay, so the story is that three kids, Much, Tuck, and Alex, discover these maps that have mysteriously appeared on their phones. And instead of asking anyone about it or telling someone, they decide, let's not do this, and just go to find the map themselves on their very last night together. Oh yeah, and the reason why it's their last night together is because some construction workers are building a freeway over their houses. Obviously, they can't live in their houses when there's a freeway. So, they decide to spend that last night just tracking down this map. And when they finally get to their destination, after 20 miles of riding their bikes through the whole entire empty desert, they find a piece of junk. Kind of a letdown, but upon finding out that it's not a piece of junk, and instead is an alien, they decide, yeah, again, let's not tell anyone about this. Let's just find these parts that seem to make it stronger. So, they go out and find the parts. Upon doing so, they meet another person named Emma who just follows them and they can't get rid of. But they quickly find out that what they're trying to do is not build him the spaceship, it's building him the key to the spaceship that he's trying to build so he can get home. Because he wants to get home, I guess. Because there's nothing interesting on Earth for him to see. And apparently the ship must have crashed a few years ago because it's completely underground and no one noticed it. Yet, for some odd reason, the government is just now coming to look at it. I guess they were busy or something. And now it's up to them to try and fix this alien. Now, the story is a lot of fun. And if I were to put into a few words, I would say it's an 80s kids adventure road trip movie in the 2000s. And it's basically like Goonies or E.T., I guess you can throw in there, and the Explorers and stuff like that, where it's pretty interesting to watch how these characters will bounce off of each other, but it does get kind of boring and cliched at times, like, oh no, their mothers are calling on the phone, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, of course they're gonna act awkward about it, because other movies have done it, I guess, but it still does have a lot of originality to it. And upon watching bonus features, I found out that these kids actually did have a week to spend with each other, not shooting, not doing anything for the movie, just hanging out and becoming friends. So that then the friendship in this movie would be a lot more genuine. And it actually kind of works. I mean, I can believe that these four kids have been friends, even if they just met one of them recently. But I can believe that, and that's really fun to watch. Again, it's fun to watch these characters bounce off of each other and to see how they'll react in certain situations. But I think what really got people annoyed about this movie was the cinematography, which, yeah, I'm not a big fan of. it's a found footage movie, and if you've seen anything about a found footage movie, you know exactly how the cinematography is. It's made purposely bad. So then it can look like someone really shot it. And it does kind of look like someone really shot it. And it is a good sign when 13-year-old kids are better at filming things than one guy in Paranormal Activity. But yeah, the cinematography can get annoying at times, especially when it becomes very pixelated. But aside from that, I don't think it did anything. I don't think it did anything that bad. So for the story, it can be kind of clumsy at points, though. And I mean, it does have some flaws, like the cinematography gets annoying, and the characters can be okay, but at times they can be very cliched. So for the story, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. That's not saying it's bad. In fact, it's rather good and original. It's just the cinematography gets far too annoying far too fast, the, and some of the situations are far too cliched. But now on to the characters. Okay, so for the characters, there aren't really that many for me to talk about, but I'll try to talk about them in a little bit more detail. So, for the main character, it's kind of debatable as to which one's the main one, but I would have to say it's Alex, because Alex is basically most of the problems in this movie. Or what he fixes, or he either fixes or causes the problems. Like, there's one moment where he's really angry at Tuck because Tuck didn't help him out, and then they just get over it, but still, he caused that problem. But then there's another moment where he's saying, okay, yeah, we still gotta help out Echo, so he's still helping the plot keep on going. So, I would have to say that he can either bring the movie to a halt for a little bit, to a halt, or he can keep it going. And since this movie is basically a night that doesn't feel like it's gonna end, and really you don't want it to end, that kind of helps it out, because he mainly keeps the story rolling and keeps everything on track. So I would have to say that for this movie he's good. In another movie he might have been bad, though. I'm just saying for this one movie particularly, he did good. Although, yeah, him at times, he's just really annoying at times. Like, again, when he got angry at Tuck. There wasn't any real reason for him to get angry at Tuck, but he just did, and it went on for a few minutes, and it basically just paused the whole movie and brought you to a different movie. Basically, like, you accidentally changed the channel, and then you're just like, oh, wait, then you notice it like 5 minutes later, like, oh, wait, no, I gotta change it back. That's basically what happened, and I'm not gonna say it was bad. It's just it was pretty annoying at that moment, at least. But aside from that, he's still kind of fun to watch, and I guess he can. I guess he's pretty interesting at times. I mean, he does have an interesting relationship with Echo, seeing how he kind of related to him, and he really wants to help him get back home. So it's kind of interesting to see how he works off of Echo, who can only talk in beeps. I guess there's not much to work off, but still, it's kind of neat to see. Um, and then there's Much, who, God, this kid was annoying. Although the weird thing is, out of all the characters in this movie, I'm probably the most liked Much, but I found him so annoying. I mean, this character, my God, why do we need him? The movie could have been the same without him, except for him grabbing the alien. Aside from that, and getting kidnapped, That's all he does. But yeah, I guess there are some moments where he can be likable. Like when he's actually in the truck, he's terrified, and it kind of makes you feel sad for disliking the character because you see him so afraid. So you're kind of like, man, maybe I shouldn't have just judged him so harshly. But yeah, then he'll get annoying again. I guess there has to be an annoying character in every movie. And then there's Tuck, who I swear was only here so then we could see the movie. This movie basically could have been all about Alex and Emma. That's all the characters that we could have needed. But instead we have these two extra characters, Mudge and Tuck, and I know, Tuck's basically one of the main characters. It's basically the main character, because, I mean, he's filming it all, but aside from him filming it, what does he actually do? Rewatch the movie, what does he actually do? Aside from filming. Nothing. He does nothing. There's even a moment where he could do something, but he doesn't. Because he needs to work out a plan first. I guess that makes sense, but still. I mean, he's not that annoying. I'm just saying he doesn't have that much of a point. The movie could have been the same without him, just like Mudge. But, yeah, no, Mudge has much more of a point in it, because Mudge is actually the one who gets the alien, and takes the alien with them, and gets kidnapped so then they can go and save the alien. So then they have more of a motivator to go and save the alien. So yeah, it would make sense why he was there. It might be annoying, but hey, he at least had a point. Tuck, he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. And also, the actor who played him was pretty good. Thumbs up to you, actor, because you did pretty good. But as a character, he doesn't really hold much ground. He didn't do bad, it's just, yeah, I just don't see why he was there. And then there's Emma, who I said it should have only been Alex and Emma in this movie, and then those are all the characters that we needed, but the reason why I say that is because Emma's actually the one who finds out what Echo is actually building, and also goes in and saves Alex from being arrested. You know, he's only like 13, so it wouldn't really take him to jail. Kind of makes me wonder why they needed to save him. But anyway, she is still kind of interesting and does have an interesting dynamic with Alex, but out of nowhere, her and Alex just start dating, I guess. I mean, they hold hands at the end. Does that mean that they're dating? I guess it does. But there was no build up to it, so I don't know. It might have been, they might have done that, but I wouldn't know. They had no build up. They didn't have anything to go off of with it, aside from she saved him and they talked a little bit. Aside from that, I don't know. What else did she do? I don't know. And then there's their parents, who I'm basically going to classify all of the characters' parents in this movie all in one category because they're all the same. They're the parents that don't really care what their children are doing, but when their children are doing it, then they care. They care like crazy. Seriously, do they have like multiple personalities or something? Because one moment there's like, yeah, go have fun. Yeah, we don't care. And then the other moment there's like, oh my god, our kid's sleeping over at someone else's house. Why are we concerned about this? They just randomly are like that. And again, no build up. So it doesn't really make any sense. And then I guess I can talk about this character even though he only makes like 2 appearances in it. Or at least 2 appearances sober. which is Tuck's brother, who I guess kind of helps out because they get his car, which they need, but I just don't see it. Why was he there? I just don't get why he was there. I mean, I know they needed his car later, but he doesn't really have that much of an identity, so why do we need him? My guess is it's just because they need the car, and they just want to establish, hey, this is who owns that car. Just so you know, this is who owns that car. And yeah, that's what it feels like. That's all that he feels like. He's just there for one reason, just so then they can get the car, and that's it. And then there's the government agents, who, yeah, I'm just gonna classify as the government agents. Because, again, they're all the same. But one of them does stand out a little bit more. There's one agent whose name I don't remember, because I don't think that they actually say it, but I think some ways a little bit more interesting, because he actually does follow these kids all night, just to find out what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what their reasoning is. And yeah, that sounds like he would be a good agent. I mean, he tries his hardest to get down to why this is happening, what is happening, and what can I do about it. And yeah, I know I'm supposed to dislike this character, but he's just so good at his job. I mean, he's just doing his job. And that's like saying you just hate a guy who's pulling, who's making, who's making art because he's making art, and that's his job. Like, you hate a painter, and that's his job, just because he paints. But yeah, the agent can get kind of harsh at times. He doesn't really care that one of the kids are kidnapped. He's just like, I'll accept this. I'll just let this fly. I won't tell any of the people I'm working with that there's a kid in our car that could stop this. No, this is clearly the best idea. And I'll also go into public, steal something from a child, and also, again, not, and also, again, hope no one questions. But, yeah, he seems to be an okay character. At least he does have an identifiable identity, which is he's supposed to be the jerk. Remember the jerk from Ghostbusters, who everyone hates? Who, even though he was 100% right, everyone hates? Yeah, he's basically one of those guys. So, for the characters, I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10. Some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them, I don't really see why they had to be here, but I'm okay with them being in here. And that's really all I have to say about them, because there's not too much to say. I mean, there aren't that many characters, so there's really not that much to say about them. So, for the movie itself, what do I think of it? I say it's a fun movie. It's definitely not the best, though. It's not going to be a great movie or anything to people, because it's not. It wasn't going for that. Or at least I don't think it was trying to be that. I think it was just trying to be a story about friends going on a mission to do this. And how this night never seems to be ending, and how you kind of don't want it to end. So that's how I see it. I don't know how other people might see it. I guess some people might just find it way too cliched with all these characters. And yeah, some of the characters are very cliched. But I enjoy it. It's not a great movie, but it's still fun to watch every once in a while. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Again, not great, but it's still fun. And next week, I'm going to be reviewing Divergent. God, I'm not looking forward to that. Well, oh yeah, and also, I said in my video on Monday's description that I was going to be doing a Steven Universe video on Friday. There is a reason why I didn't do it though. It's because I was out all day on Friday. I only had like an hour at my house on Friday, so of course I wasn't able to do it. And by the time I got home, it was like 10, and it was way too dark for me to do a video, so yeah, if you guys were wondering why I didn't do it on Friday, that's why. I'm going to be doing it tomorrow on Sunday, so yeah. So, bye.